under there? Got another surprise for you guys. Hello and welcome to Gearhead 704. I'm Matt and out on location again today, guys, and I just drove 800 miles in Tar Heel Fox. So that's why she's a little rough. She's a little rough, but that is not what we're talking about today, guys. We are talking about, boom, this is my buddy, brother Tom's 1989 Mustang GT. And we've got Tom right here. Tom, welcome to the channel.
It's a pleasure to be here, Matt. Finally.
Yep, finally.
About time.
Guys, he's been following my channel for a long time, and he just let me know today, which I was part of his inspiration, apparently, to start his channel.
100%.
Which, I really appreciate that. I mean, that's what it's all about, you know, getting out, having fun, pointing the GoPro. And guys, you got to check out his channel because he has a video that I need to go to his YouTube school because he has one that has, Tom, you had one that has over 100,000 views already.
Yes, yeah.
And you said it was all you. I asked him about it, and I said it was Mario's car, and he said, nope, it's him.
Had nothing to do with the car at all. It's all my expert, you know, camera abilities.
No, he didn't say that at all. He definitely gave credit to the car. So be sure you guys check his channel out. He puts out videos. They're great videos. I really enjoy the content. And occasionally, Tom, you do provide updates on this car, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. You were just telling me you've had it, what, about 4 years you've had this one?
Yeah, this is year number 4 now.
Okay. And when you got it, it was all stock, I believe you're saying. Is that right?
The car was all stock. The paint and the interior is exactly the way I bought the car. The car was stock, still had the air silencer.
Oh, man, that's stock.
Yeah, it's completely stock. The only thing that I did find when we started taking the car apart was that the car had a B cam in it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I take that back. The car had an E cam.
An E cam. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's right, because it was an auto, wasn't it?
It was an AOD, and it had a funky idle, and then we found out why. It had an E cam in it.
Okay.
And also there was a 373 gear in the back. I had already bought one, but once we opened up the rear end and saw it, you know, I figured put the new rear end in it anyway, but it did.
Yeah, we need there.
Yeah, so it did have a 373, and it also had that E cam.
Okay. But now she's a little different. Well, I still can't believe this is the paint. I mean, it's low mileage car, right? It just, it had over 60 when you got it.
When I bought the car, it had about 60,000. I think right now where it's at, it's probably around 67.
So not a lot of miles in that time, but you put a lot of work into it.
Yes.
I do want to show them the interior here real quick. Just because it's so nice, guys. It's so nice. And this was exactly how it was before. Yep. It smells good too.
With the exception of the shifter, of course.
Yeah, yeah. So you did a manual swap. I know it's not a T5. Is it a T5?
It is a T5.
Oh, it is a T5. Okay.
But I bought a brand new Tremec T5, so it's just a T5 in there, but it was brand new. Everything that I bought new as much as I could.
Okay. I mean, that's the way to go. And we're gonna have to go ahead and explain this. Who's your buddy back here? Because I know the story here, guys, but I want Tom to be able to tell it.
So that's just in memory of my dog Tyson. Yeah. He was 11 and a half years old. Came with me to work every day, you know, just a big part of my life.
Truly man's best friend, right?
Yeah, 100%. And he used to love cruising in the Mustang. He was 11 and a half years old, cancer like most dogs. It finally got him, but he had a great life, and I'm just happy that I got to take him in the car.
And I'm glad he got to be in the Foxbody for a while. And I've been following Brother Tom, and I keep calling you Brother Tom. We've been following each other for a long time, though, and I would remember, Tom, when you would put up on Instagram all the time, I think it was in his last year or so of life, just him riding the car so happy.
Yeah, he loved it, absolutely loved it. And he was a great co-pilot too. You know, just sat chill in the car and, you know, had some fun.
That is awesome. Let's talk about some of the mods on. I know one thing you did recently, 5-lug swap and brakes, right?
Yep, we did the 5-lug swap and brakes. All the work was done by my buddy Nate. Nate is the Midwest Dr. Foxbody. Yeah. And legit, he is Dr. Foxbody on Instagram and also on Facebook.
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, because he's Dr. Foxbody, if you noticed on the channel, we stopped calling Matt Dr. Foxbody. We went with Doc Fox because I found out there was another one, and we're trying not to steal. So he's funny too. I've seen your Dr. Foxbody. He's funny.
He's pretty good with the camera sometimes too. Nate did almost all of the work on my car, top to bottom. This was Stop Tech brakes. You know, they have a kit, the 94 to 04 Cobra brake kit.
Because didn't you have these same wheels on the car before?
I did have chrome ponies.
They were smaller
on the car before, but they were 16s.
Okay.
So now these are 17s. I've got 275/40 in the rear. And
Yeah,
these are
that's
Mickey
nice.
Thompson ET Streets. I put Nitto on my car before.
Yeah.
The NT like 555Rs, and those were nice, but these are even.
You like these better?
Even better.
What are the calipers?
Yep, they've got a kit for the Mustang. It's like the 94 to 04 Cobra brake kit.
Okay.
So that's the kit that I got. I had to piece it together because, as you know,
Oh yeah.
getting parts, I started piecing this together probably in like June or July last year. But I was holding off on the most expensive parts. And then come October, November, it was getting hard, so I had to piece them together. Just like every project, we ran into a snag.
Oh, of course, it's a Foxbody, right?
Front calipers, brand new, were leaking.
Oh man.
Couldn't get them anywhere, and I ended up from Nate. He called in a favor from one of his buddies. He's got an 03 Cobra, just changed his brakes and offered the calipers to me.
Okay, so that's where you got the Cobra calipers from.
Told me
they look good,
yeah,
too.
he told me, he says, Nate never asked for a favor.
Yeah.
So I knew that it had to be important, and he says, I know they're going to a good home. So that's the beauty of the Foxbody community. You know, everybody supports each other. So.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I haven't really talked about this yet, but the good stuff's under the hood. Maybe we can pop the hood real quick.
Yeah, let's take a look.
It's probably just a stock 302 under there, right, guys? Boom, there we go. I recognize that intake. Is that the street burner? It seems similar to
I
mine.
believe it's a track heat, actually.
It's a track heat,
It's track
okay.
heat, yeah. This is a stock 302, so stock bottom end.
Internals have never been gone through, really?
Nope,
Okay.
internals and all. So this is the factory original 302 that came with the car.
Nice.
We did the head cam intake, so I bought the kit, the trick flow kit, 70 millimeter AccuFab throttle body.
Is it a stage 1 cam with that kit? That's
Yep,
trick flow stage
yep,
1 cam?
yeah, that one came
So we
with
got the
stage
same
one
cam because it sounded, honestly, it sounded similar to my car.
Yeah, exactly. Heads cam intake, and then the Vortech V3, but I did get the Heritage Edition. So it's got
Oh, that's why it has the nice one.
Yep,
yeah.
it's got the straight cut gear set on there.
Okay, because it sounds old school.
Yeah, and I wanted that. Originally, I wanted a V1. When we were doing the heads cam intake, I had Nate drill and tap the oil pan. And I said, once we do that, then there's no going back, so go ahead and do it. Fortunately, Vortech actually come out with the Heritage Edition, so we didn't need to do that. It's self-contained, which is great. To change the oil, there's a hose down here at the bottom.
Okay.
And you just open that up, let it drain, and you refill it. So there's no tapping the pan for engine oil.
Now, did you do the trick flow kit at the same time that you did Supercharger, or was there a time in between? Okay.
No. So let me tell this story real quick.
Yeah.
Originally, all I wanted to do...
Tom, you can tell whatever story you want. You're on the Gearhead channel. It's all about the people, not the cars.
As much time
Yeah,
as we
I won't run out of footage. Don't worry.
Anybody who owns one of these cars can relate to this story, okay? So the car was stock. Actually, Mario is the one who introduced me to Nate.
B-Notch,
So,
yep.
yeah, thank you, Mario, for doing that. Dropped the car off by Nate, and we were, had the AOD, and he was just gonna shift kit or something in there, just kind of, make it a little bit faster, and I was gonna do full exhaust, and that was pretty much it. And
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. Nate calls me, says, hey, I have to drop the trans because it's leaking and it's the only way I'm gonna have to fix it. So I'm thinking maybe now's the best time to just do the T5 swap. And he agreed with me. So we did the T5 swap, did the exhaust, the full exhaust, and we did the gear. He calls me and says, hey, there's a problem. I can't get into 5th gear without grinding. Every time he's like, I've adjusted the clutch cable, I've done everything I possibly can. And it's leaking. Brand new Tremor transmission. So I had to send it back, had to wait, a couple, 2 weeks. And idle hands, right? I said, hey, Nate, while the car's sitting, how about we do the heads cam intake? We ended up doing all of that at the same time. So the heads cam intake and the T5. So when I got my car back, I went from having a stock, automatic, slow, GT to having a heads cam intake car with the T5 and gear and everything, and it was just, the difference was night and day. It was amazing. Yep.
Well, how long did that last?
So I knew that my end game was to supercharge it. Just that year, I think I got the car done in August or September, something like that. The following spring, I had the supercharger done.
Okay, so it was a matter of months before that thing was on there.
Yep.
But I'm sure you still enjoy the heads cam intakes then too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Are these you got long? No, these are shorties.
No, these are
BBK shorties.
Yep, BBK shorties.
You run an H pipe or X pipe or pipe?
It's the SVE H pipe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like the 3-piece H pipe that's on there. And then I have Flowmaster 3 chambers.
Okay.
Going out the back. This is not my first Mustang. Okay, so I actually had when I was 18, I had an 85 GT. And I also
at 18.
Yeah, it's right after high school. First car that I bought. I bought that car and I loved it. That one I just did exhaust and I think a gear. Back then that was like
that's a lot.
The common mods, yeah, but that's what everybody was doing because there wasn't too much going on back then.
Yeah, if you got a set of heads back then, wow, you were crazy.
Everything was extremely expensive to an 18-year-old too. But I also had a 92 LX that was a daily for about 7 years. And both of those had the 2-chamber Flowmasters. And I remember the drone You're on the highway.
You can find out. Take a ride in that car today.
Yeah.
And I just went 800 miles in that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
So now having the 3-chamber, I wanted to try them and see. They definitely have a different sound, a lot less drone, especially on the highway.
Yep.
But when you get on it, they open up and you can really hear them. So
yeah. The only thing that saves me in that one is the 6 gear. It makes the drone not as bad.
There you go.
So can't go wrong with this combination, man. How much boost are you running actually?
This supercharger is supposed to be somewhere between 8 and 9 pounds boost. I was told from the dyno that it was 9 pounds, and the car did 432 at the wheels. So I've got a conservative tune. I understand that
because you're close to the block limit there.
Exactly. That's about 500 somewhere around the crank.
So that's perfect. Really.
I wanted something conservative so I can drive the car and not have to worry too much about it and still have a little bit of fun. I know it could definitely do more. I'm happy with it. It's fun. It's a fun car to drive.
I mean, it's got to be all of that. I can't get over. I'm glad you told me that this was the V3 Heritage because I recently saw, we actually had on the channel, we had a V2 and you can still hear it, but it's not like the V1s. And this is very close.
Yep.
And it sounds like a V1 to me.
Yep, absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, what do you have suspension wise though? Because it doesn't look like it's sitting stock ride height or anything like that.
Right. I wanted to go, a little bit lower, but I didn't want to go too crazy with it.
Yeah.
So I actually bought the SVE lowering springs and I got the KYB. So they have a kit. They've got the lowering springs and they've got the KYB shocks and struts that come along with that. So it lowered, I think, the front, actually lower than what they say. I think they said it was only supposed to be 1.5 inches.
Yeah.
When Nate did the brakes last time, he actually put taller isolators, because he was really concerned with the bigger tires. Not that it was going to start rubbing, and it still does a little bit, especially when the wheels turn and you hit a bump or something like that. So it lowered the front at least 1.5 inches and the back at least 1 inch. I've got maximum motorsport upper and lower control arms in the back, maximum full length subframes underneath.
Okay, good. You gotta have subframes. I was gonna ask about that. Yeah.
And again, when you drive the car, there's no squeaks, there's nothing, and the car rides really nice.
That's a 60,000 mile car for you. Yeah.
It had a little bit of, quirks before. Once you did the little suspension work and definitely tied the frame, it helped a lot. I also just had the torque boxes done when Nate was doing the brakes and all the other work and the rear end and everything again. He also did torque boxes because I was just a little concerned, especially with putting these tires on here. You bolt them in at the top and then you weld them. As far as I understand, I saw a picture and it made me cry a little bit when I saw the metal shavings that he actually drilled holes in my car.
Now you were never going back to stock anyway. No. We know that he was not going back to stock, guys. All right, well, guys, I think the next thing we got to do, we need to go for a ride in this beast. So
let's do it.
We'll see you in the car. All right, guys, we're going for a ride, and this is the first time I'm using wide mode. I think it's going to work a little better. So Tom, you're the guinea pig.
All right, let's check it out. I hope my head doesn't look like this.
Yeah, no, that'll be mine probably. But if it looks bad, guys, let us know in the comments down below.
I'm not going to read the comments.
No, never read the comments. Actually, I do. I respond to almost all of them. I guess I do read all mine. It's not a good thing. I don't recommend it.
It's a lot of work.
I don't recommend it.
It's a lot of work.
One of the funny things was, so Tom and I are both going to Leadport Blue Fest tomorrow. That's why I'm over here. And he was telling the neighbor he's going to crank the car up early. He was apologizing, 7 a.m. crank up.
I wanted to forewarn them.
Yeah, as you should. I love hearing the Vortech in the front. You just hear it, man.
When I was growing up, I always wanted a supercharged Mustang, and I wanted that sound. I wanted, I just kind of figured if you're spending the money, I want everybody to know it. I've got it. So
you pulled up to the light next to that Mustang and you heard that whistle, you're like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah, you knew not to mess with that guy.
Everything works in yours, right?
Everything works, yeah.
I've got to do a heater core. Still.
Good luck with that one. Yeah, save that for the winter project.
No, I'm not going to do it anytime soon. That'll be after Project Nemesis. I don't know if you knew that. That's why I call him my good.
Yep.
See, guys, he even watches the videos.
Yeah, I saw Nemesis. Yeah. I was hoping in your video that you were joking, when I saw you toss that front cowl. I was like, this seems a little strange for your personality,
Yeah.
So I was glad to find out that you were just
That's
joking.
what I said later in the video. I was like, a lot of people were like, why are you doing this? Like, it was just drama. I wasn't really me.
Right.
I was like, I was faking out the first 5 minutes of the video.
All I kept thinking was that your wife was going to kill you.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time and effort she put sanding that car.
I think I had several comments like that. They were all right. Man, the 3 chambers are so much quieter. I love it. All right, you're making me want to put these on my car now. Yeah, she rides good. It literally is almost like my evil twin, because it's also an 89. It's also trick flow top end kit. It's the opposite blue. Yeah. So I just need to do the supercharger and then we can be evil twins.
There you go. What happened was a few of my friends, that also had Mustangs back in the day, they bought them. So I started poking around, and that's how I ended up finding this car. I was not intending to buy, but I saw this car on eBay, of all places, I just couldn't. I saw the color. I'm a fan of blue.
Yep.
I couldn't let it go.
Yeah, you did it the right way. I bought mine at 145,000 miles, I think, something like that, maybe 150, and I've had to replace everything on the car.
Yeah, yeah.
It's better to get one that, you know, solid paint, interior. I'm learning that too with my other coupe. I guess I don't learn my lesson.
I have to give you credit, and I think all of your followers give you the same credit, because I would have bailed. I'm going to be 100% honest. Like, I would have bailed. You just have so much passion, and again, it's very inspiring. I really am inspired when I see the amount of work that you put into your projects, and you say you're going to do something and you do it.
Well, Brittle said this, and I kind of agree with him. He said we all inspire each other, and I think that's what the Foxbody community is, really.
100%. There's a bridge right here, so
okay. Yeah, I love the tunnels.
You got to do it. Like, I think if you have a car like this, it's mandatory.
It is. She definitely has more. She definitely has more than my head came intake. It's that extra. When you get a little higher in the RPM, it doesn't start falling. It just
it goes up to around $4,000, and then that's where it really hits like the power band. And I think that's probably when all the boost starts kicking in, because it's kind of linear.
That's what I felt that time.
It grows gradually.
I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't change a thing. She's perfect. Yeah, the brakes work pretty well. We need to tap the brakes. Well, I have returned from my ride, guys, and Tom, you did a great job driving the car.
Thank you.
I think you've driven in a time or two.
Once or twice, yeah. I'm just glad I didn't grind any.
No, you didn't miss any. You know what? Even if he did, we'd edit it out. But he didn't. He didn't. But she is back in her safe garage. What an awesome car. I think I need a supercharger in my life.
I think you need a supercharger in your life.
Yeah. So I guess I got to buy another Foxbody, because this thing is not getting one. When I drive 800 miles, I'm not going to do it. But maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll buy a third one. Who knows? Could happen.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Let's finish the first two first.
Yeah, okay, he's right. Tiffany's gonna like you. Anyway, this was a lot of fun, and big thanks, Tom. Appreciate you showing me the car and everything.
Happy to do it, absolutely.
And guys, be sure to check him out, his channel, Brother Tom, Instagram, all that stuff. He makes good content, and I enjoy it, so I think you will too. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're stopping in for the first time, please subscribe, because I do upload 2 times a week, every Sunday and Wednesday, for consistent content, Tom.
Consistent content 2 times a week.
There you go. We'll see you here next time on Gearhead 704. My buddy's brothers, Tom. My buddy's brothers. This is my buddy's brothers. You just made bloopers, Tom.
I can see bloopers, all right.
Find your buddy's brother and make sure he's doing okay. Anyway, let's try that again. I love your car.
I didn't hear you say that one more time.
Oh, it's Duke Blue, and I love your car, man. Your car is awesome. What are you talking about? The world famous brother Tom here.
Yes, sir. I do have 704.
Who's that guy? I don't know who he is.
I don't know how you do it, man. Seriously. 2 a week, you know, consistent.
2 times a week?
2 times a week. So you can count on consistent content.
There you go.
You know?
I should let you do the outro.